London to look for bands, but he happened to meet an entrepreneur from Liverpool in Soho who was down in London by pure chance, and he arranged to send over some bands. That's how the connection was established, and eventually the Beatles made a connection not with just Bruno, but with other club owners as well. They kept going back because they got a lot of alcohol and a lot of sex. And what was so special about Hamburg? It wasn't that it paid well. It didn't. Or that the acoustics were fantastic. They weren't. Or that the audiences were savvy and appreciative. They were anything but. It was the sheer amount of time the band was forced to play. Here is John Lennon in an interview after the Beatles disbanded, talking about the band's performance at a Hamburg strip club called the Intro. We got better and got more confident. We couldn't help it with all the experience playing all night long. It was handy, them being foreign. We had to try even harder, put our heart and soul